Ada is an extremely ethnically diverse city. The people who call Ada home describe themselves as belonging to a variety of racial and ethnic groups. The greatest number of Ada residents report their race to be white, followed by Native American. Important ancestries of people in Ada include German, English, French, and Dutch West Indian. Exposure to violence and incidents of child abuse and neglect are higher in rural communities as a whole. According to the Health and Well-Being of Children in Rural Areas, a Portrait of the Nation 2011 to 2012, 8.9% of rural children have been victims or witnesses to neighborhood violence compared to the 8.6% in urban areas. Similarly, 9.9% of children in small rural communities have witnessed domestic violence versus 6.8% in an urban setting. Family stress caused by a variety of factors such as poverty and health problems add to the incidence of child abuse and neglect by caregivers. According to the Carsey Institute, rural families with a child abuse report are more likely headed by a single parent and endure economic and family stress. Over 60% of rural caregivers reported by child maltreatment experience high family stress, compared to 50% in urban areas. Rural families dealing with child maltreatment issues also had more difficulty paying for basic needs than urban families. According to the same Carsey report, the most commonly reported type of child maltreatment in rural areas is child neglect, the failure by the caregiver to provide needed age-appropriate care. Neglect makes up 46% of reported rural cases compared to 28% for physical abuse. More than a quarter of reported child abuse cases in both rural and urban locations include more than one type of maltreatment. Substance abuse within rural communities can present many problems. Vehicular accidents caused by driving while intoxicated, spreading of infectious diseases, fetal alcohol syndrome, risky sexual behavior, homelessness, and unemployment may all be a result of one or more forms of substance abuse in rural areas. Behavioral health and detoxification services are not as readily available in rural communities, and for those who are available, their range of services may be limited. Patients who require treatment for substance abuse may need to travel long distances to access these services. Rural first responders or the rural hospital ER staff may have limited experience in providing care to the patient presenting the physical effects of drug overdose. Law enforcement and prevention programs may be spread sparsely over large rural geographic areas. Patients seeking substance abuse treatment may be more hesitant to do so because of privacy issues associated with smaller communities. Your chances of becoming a victim of a property crime in Ada, Oklahoma are 1 in 16. Your chances of being a victim of violent crime in Ada, Oklahoma are 1 in 138. 62% of children enrolled in public schools are economically disadvantaged. 63% are free lunch eligible. 8.9% are reduced lunch eligible. The crime index for Ada is 2, 100 being the safest. Ada, Oklahoma is safer than 2% of U.S. cities. Ada crimes per square mile are 63, double the national median. Why commit robbery? Desperation. Lack of alternatives. Easy. Opportunity. Concentrated disadvantage. The concentration of structurally disadvantaged people, i.e. impoverished, racial ethnic minorities, undereducated, etc., into a geographic area have been linked to poor health and education outcomes and crime. Strain. Negative feelings resulting in the inability to achieve socially accepted goals through the socially accepted means. Responses to strain: conformity, innovation, ritualism, retreatment, rebellion. Poverty and delayed gratification: the ability for an individual to forego immediate gain/pleasure in order to pursue long-term benefits. Bolson's crime equation: motivated offender plus desirable target minus suitable guardian equal crime.